Welcome to Two Gents, where two seasoned gents take on the hard truths of life, success, and responsibility. In a world where the rules don't bend for us, these gents believe in doing the work, owning the struggle, and inspiring others to take action. So, pull up a chair.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Two Gents Podcast. Two Gents Podcast. I'm on here tonight myself. I think that everybody else has a prior engagement, and I'm just out here tonight. I didn't want to do this, to be honest with you. I didn't want to do this, but sometimes stuff affects us so much. And as I always said in the past, we allow ourselves as Democrats, ex-Democrats, parents Democrats, grandparents Democrats. We don't own our own struggle, and sometimes when we get in the heat, we don't know how to deal with it. And sometimes when you're telling people the truth, they don't even want to hear it. They run away from the truth. The truth is something that's got to be told. Somebody's got to stand up and tell the truth. And I'm not saying it has to be me. But if everybody else is out there doing it, sometimes somebody, if we're going to be true, like we say we're going to be on Tuesday nights when we come in here as two gents, and then we have that bombshell Pastor Rickens, we got to stand up and tell the truth too. We can't be afraid. We can't run and beat around the bush or any of the rest of that. And there's no use in yelling, getting up, jumping, screaming, or getting passionate about it. Just put it out there. Some things just got to be said. And I don't know why we keep running from the truth, why we keep hiding from the truth when we knew what the problem was. The biggest thing about what I have an issue with is that when you lied, you made everybody else complicit in your lie. And then you want everybody to fall in with the guidelines of, I did it for the good of the country. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And anybody who's in that administration that say that they did it for the good of the country, they lying. I'm gonna tell them they'll lie to their face. That word that's right behind me, truth, is sometimes hard to face for people. And I'm not going to get in here. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to scream. I should say I told you so. But when I did it, when I put out that video, probably about 2 months ago, nobody wanted to hear it. Everybody said, no, there's no way in the world. And this is not happening. There's some pretty serious things in. Especially talking about somebody lying to the sorority sisters and sorority brothers that was so proud of the position that they was in because they had somebody that could come out and represent them at the time. Yeah, these are hard words. The truth's gonna hurt tonight. The truth's gonna hurt tonight because we've been lied to. And as a little child, what if I'm gonna put this in perspective so you can kind of go with me down the street, because I think that America needs to go with me down the street. What if your mama or your dad kept promising you something? We going to Disney World, we going to Universal, we going here, we going, and you got your hopes up and you done build up your hopes all this time. And then and I'm not saying that they are wrong, but I'm just saying something may have came up. Something may have came up. And they weren't able to come through with it. Well, there wasn't too many of us going to Disneyland and Disney World. Maybe I should have kept it down a little bit. But what I'm trying to get you to understand, when you make a promise or your word, when you say something, we should be able to look back and find out, go back in history and find out that it wasn't a lie that you told. We should be able to go back in that history, find out that you were telling us the truth at that time. And I'm telling you at this point, I don't believe it. I can't believe it. Because when I put out this show and I said that, things are not aligning, something's wrong. when I put out this show and I said it, trust me, I got crucified. And the only thing I was doing was trying to educate you to get you to go look and find out for yourself. We say that enough over here that maybe you don't believe us. We're not out here trying to change your mind and telling you who to vote for and who you shouldn't vote for, what party you should be in, what party you shouldn't be in, and how you should cast your vote. We're over here trying to share some stories with you about what's going on in the world. We may not know the whole truth, but you keep hearing the same thing over and over, and you keep researching the same thing over and over. Eventually, you figure out that the people are saying the same thing. And here's what I'm gonna say. When this information first came out, nobody wanted to hear it. They went into shock. Then they went into denial. Then they start coming out of the woodworks. They start showing up on programs saying, "Oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I didn't see this. I didn't see that. I can deny it." And when they put that out, it kind of put us in the feeling of everything. It's gonna be all right. None of that can be true. I want to share something with you real quick. I want to share something with you, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Fight. That's a book. Uncharted. All those books when they came out, nobody read them. They was defending them on national media, talking about Jay Trapper didn't know what he was talking about. He shouldn't have did it. He was trying to save the Democratic Party. He wasn't trying to destroy it, because he brought it out. If he was trying to destroy him, you know what he would have did? He wouldn't have released those books now. He would have released them closer to election times. Oh, we didn't have that done to us before. You remember the FBI director when Hillary Clinton, the emails? We didn't have that done to us before. And as we get it done to us, we forget. We forget. We forget. And when we forget, that's when we have a problem. That's where we run into our problems. Those books that I just showed you, it's funny because I'm about to show you something else that might shock you. I say shock you. I want you to remember these. Original Sin. Fight. I need you to look at them. Uncharted. When they came out, you remember what you said? Ooh, that can't be true. I can't go with them because they're not a part. He's just getting book deals. And then I'm gonna put this up here. I want you to look at this. Oh, that one didn't show up. Oh, yes, it did. Stop lying. Adults must be held accountable. Adults got to be held accountable, and there's nothing that we can do about it. I need you. It's working a little bit slow, but it's coming. It was up there. Stop lying. Adults must be held accountable. You would hold us accountable if we went out there and said something about somebody and it wasn't true. You would come back and hold us accountable. You would say, Ron, Glass, Pastor Riggins, you just out there lying. You're not telling the truth. Well, why not? It might not be lying. But I want to share something. I want to share this with you. And see if you recognize this person. I'm just going to bring it to the stage and see if you recognize this person. White House briefing every morning. Got up and told about how Biden feel, answer the questions in the media, answer the questions that nobody else would have wanted to answer, stood up for Joe Biden. Made it her mission to stand up for Joe Biden. Even when she was taking questions about those books that was being released. She stood in his corner. She stood in this corner. That was her job. And I'm going to say it like this. That was her job. And she did what she did to keep her job. I'm not holding it against her. I'm just saying that we were deceived, and you need to open up your eyes and your minds and realize that the Democrats, the reason why you don't see the Democratic leaders coming out, because they got to live past this lie. Neither one of them wants to own up to them. They just want to kick it down the street and say it was a lie. It's the past. You're right, it was the past, but your past is starting to be your future. Your past is starting to be your future. And as I said before, even when I did my first show, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The biggest book that would have sold, if y'all wouldn't have made that deal behind closed doors, wouldn't have been this woman. It would have been Kamala. I guarantee you it would be the #1 seller. And if you have destroyed her to a point where she cannot go into any other office within the land because everybody's coming out writing books, it's going to be another book come out because she has to make a living. She has to make a living. She can't continue to go behind the lies that you set up, and I'm going to tell you who set them up. It was his cabinet members, the ones that seen him on a day-to-day, that was blocking him from going into the public, that was trying to steer him, coach him through debates. And they knew that at the beginning of the debate that the guy that they had coaching them told them it shouldn't be a debate. It wasn't about COVID. It wasn't about him being sick. It wasn't about none of that. That he wasn't there. And as we go to the next problem that's in there, and I'm sure it's going to come out, because who signed those parts? If this lady wrote a book and she's seen him every day because she had to take his opinion to the press and stand up there and ask questions, and she lied about it, what do you think everybody else is going to do? I'm pausing because I want to give you a chance to digest how we have been deceived. And this is not the first time that it's happened. This is not the first time that it's happened. This may be the first time that we start holding people accountable, because I got to go here. I don't want to I get too excited and I get ahead of where I really want to go. But I got to go to one more place, and I need to let you see it for yourself.
But the book didn't register with me because I never saw him that way.
Why didn't you read the book?
I didn't want to, because he's not president anymore, and I think he did a good job, and I think we are facing challenges today without precedent in our history. And
Pausing.
some people are trying to use this as a way to blame him for the fact that Trump was reelected.
Now, I could have brought up anybody else, but the real reason why I brought him up and Hillary, well, not Hillary, but Bill Clinton, because when Kamala said that she wanted to be VP, I'm gonna say it like that. You know who was the first call that she made? Hillary and Bill Clinton. Don't believe me? Go out there and read it for yourself. They say we won't read. If you don't want to read, go out there and get it on audio books. I guarantee you, when you hear it for yourself, when you hear how early in the cycle of where we got to before the debate, before America realized that there was a problem, try back in 2022. Try back in late 2021, when certain people were sitting around the table trying to debate on what would happen if this happened, or what if he couldn't complete his cycle of being the president. They was having those discussions back then. But no, we want to go out and because Jay Tapper had insight into what was going on, we want to crucify him. We want to run him up the flagpole. But now, when she writes her book, now everybody wants to calm down. They starting to calm down. But it's a Democratic Party. I don't know what they're doing, because I'm going to tell you, you can't calm down. It's too late for you to calm down. You had a chance to calm down. But I tell you, see what I'm telling you? When it's coming from inside out and come to find out, let me tell you how truthful John Topper was. This is one of the sources. And I'm gonna tell you how bad how the lie went. And she did her job, but she did something that somebody pointed out to me earlier. That in one of my, I live on the internet trying to get these stories and trying to stay on top of what's going on in the media. But this is one of the things that they said. She did her job. You can't blame her. She did her job when she was in the White House. When she left from being the press secretary, she had completed her job. Only thing that we can hold this woman accountable for, and it's not even a book. She went on The View after she had left her job. That's one of the reasons why I'm out here today. Because after she had left her job, she went on The View, and she agreed to everything. It's saying that it wasn't true. He was a great man. He did this. He did that. He was on top of everything. Why is this book out? Why is this book out? Why are you writing a book now? Because you also deceived the American people one time. Well, two times. Well, every day. Every day. Sometimes we have to own up where we are. Sometimes we have to take accountability for everything that's going on. And some of my co-hosts are busy, so they may be calling me in the background saying, "Ron, I'm gonna get on," or something like that. So I got my telephone on, so don't think that I'm doing anything lying to you. But she wrote a book. And again, I still say we haven't seen the book that's going to be the book of all. Because if you destroyed Kamala out there in the media, if you destroy her, she can't get a job. She can't be elected anywhere. Because of what she tried to help you cover up this lie. It's another book coming. And I don't have no crystal ball. But I'm telling you, I guarantee you it's another book coming. And when it comes, don't be surprised at what's in it. You took away my ability to do it. I supported you. I lost the election. Trying to follow, trying not to betray you. But when you take away my livelihood and everybody's coming out that was around me, she's going to have to say something. She's going to have to say something. When she says it, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Because you may be surprised at what comes out, because you're going to find out when she knew it, how she knew it, and what's going on. I need you to listen to something else I'm going to bring this up to, and I'm going to continue moving throughout this process, and I'm going to continue bringing people to the stage, but it's something that I'm going to do just a little bit different than everybody else. And I just need you to listen to this, what I'm fixing to add to the stage right now.
Not very long ago, and I thought he was...
Oh, no, not that one. I'm not as good as everybody, but I'm going to get better. Trust me. I'm going to get better. I'm going back through the same stuff that I had. I'm supposed to be going to something new, but I'm gonna leave that up for a minute so I can get to where I'm going. But I need you to understand that we were deceived as a whole. This is the type of person that we want to have fighting for us.
With them. First you hated black people, then you hated Jews. Now you're hating everybody. So the question is, when it's the only people left are you, will you hate yourself? Power concedes nothing. This house is for the people, by the people, to serve the people, and you won't listen. You go after everybody's kids but your own.
She got so excited she had to wipe her mouth. But that's the type of person that you need to share the truth. That's the person that's sharing the truth. Her feelings and her emotions, the reason why she's holding that position, the reason why she's out there, her passion is coming across. And most people don't understand that they don't understand that passion. They don't put all of that into it. But they still want us to continue to come and vote. They still want us to vote for them, and they can't they're not delivering anything in return. They still want us to take that road that nobody that they put in front of us, and they're gonna try to do it this time when they come up for election time. Instead of them supporting somebody that's out there that could win. They're going to tell you, this is what they're going to tell you. I'm going to tell you it's coming. If you don't vote for this person, you might as well just give the country away. Well, we didn't give the country away. And you know, this is a time where we should be sitting back. Democratic Party has a prime opportunity. Prime opportunity. I need you to watch this. And I'm gonna use this because I want to tell you about somebody else that might have had a crystal ball that we didn't know about, and they was telling the truth, and we just didn't, or we didn't listen at the time.
Many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox, and a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling. There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem.
Maybe you hear what he said. This is Malcolm X. Just in case you young people don't know who this is, Malcolm X got killed. Now, I'm going to say he got killed by the government. I ain't going with that theory that they put out there. He got killed by the government. But just I need you to digest what he's saying and see if he had a crystal ball or he could see into the future. I want to play it one more time.
There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox, and a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling. There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem.
Did you hear what he said? That's from a dead man's mouth. What are we going through right now? What's out there? What's out there? Tell me. Tell me what he said that wasn't true of what's going on right now. Who's the fox? But that fox wants you to take your thought pattern and what's going on and put it in the ground. Put your head in the ground like an ostrich. Put your head in the ground like an ostrich. Your body's showing, but your mind ain't functioning. And that's the way the Democratic Party has taken us, has treated us over the years. And we got to own up to it. That's the only way that we're going to get past where we're at or where we're trying to go to and what we're trying to do and how we're going to handle our future. We can't let our kids continue to go down that path. We have to educate them. As Byron Glass and Pastor A.F. Riggins say all the time. Sometimes you just got to get in the middle and say, I'm an independent. And that's exactly what the last lady that I gave you, in a book, she quotes herself. She said, "Oh no, I ain't being fooled no more. I'm not going down there. I'm not being deceived anymore. I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna be a independent. I'm not gonna let y'all set me up for where you setting me up for right now. And I'm about to do something that I haven't did, but I need you to see this
Elon Musk is
this one right here. This one right here
his
just
White
kind
House
of blew me away
position
because
as head of Doge.
Well, Whoopi, if you
you know, out there as you start to watch stuff and you start to see stuff and you start to pay attention, this is not a reflection of her. Whoopi Goldberg. I admire Whoopi Goldberg, but I just need you to understand how they use propaganda in the media, and some social media channels use propaganda to make their points, and it never happened. This never happened, but they use it in the media.
Oh my God. Elon Musk is exiting his White House position as head of Doge.
well, Whoopi, a few things. First of all, he's not exiting.
Now I'm gonna tell you the part that's not true. What Whoopi said is true, and if you think about what's going on today, where should the Democrats be? They should be pouncing all on this thing with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. But I got a question for you, and I'm gonna ask it, but I'm gonna come back to you on a later show and kind of clarify. But I need to ask the question now. Who do you think is the most dangerous person out there right now? Donald Trump or Elon Musk? Remember they said that Donald Trump don't respect nobody that's got more money than he do? Who do you think is best for this to work out for? In normal circumstances, we would say the President of the United States. But you could take Elon Musk and throw him out of the country. But you can't take away his money. You can't take away the sources that he owned to get to the media, because as soon as you said something on the air, he responded. Never seen that before from anybody outside the White House that stood right next to his desk, that you walked with his son with hand in hand to the helicopter. I'm just reminding you of some situations. Don't get mad at me. That's what he did. He told him to go out there and find stuff that the U.S. was out there, Doge report, to go out there and get Doge people involved and find out about government wasting and government stuff that was going on that was out there. And he appointed him. Elon went out and got businessmen, brought them in, and went to each one of those agencies and broke it down. And just imagine being there and you thinking that you're doing the right thing for the country and you're trying to help the country by taking out waste and throwing away money on this and throwing away money on that, and then you come back and the guy that you've been standing behind and helping and defending and all the rest of that, and he throws this big, beautiful bill out there and he sucking more money than you saved the country. Yeah, he gonna speak up because the numbers don't make sense. The numbers don't make sense. You might as well just taking this man and just say no. That's okay. I know that you got a good idea, but you should have said no. But no, you say yes. So what do you think he's gonna do when you bring out some stupid stuff like this big beautiful bill that you brought out? Yeah, he's gonna go through it. He got people to go through it, and he gonna chew it till it can't be chewed no more. And it's total opposite of what you had him doing at Doge. Doge, not Dodge, Doge. So yeah, he gonna stand up and say, no. You can't do that. No, that's not what we were trying to do. We were trying to save the American public, but you come out with this big, beautiful bill. And you adding to that deficit that you wanted me to take away from. Sometimes we got to hear the truth. Now, I'm going to tell you something about this. I'm going to play two videos, and I'm going to put a disclaimer on both of them. But it's something that should be said. you're going to see Whoopi Goldberg and her actions. You're going to see her co-host's actions. But this is something that we should be talking about. It's not. This is something that we should be talking about, that we should hear. But we're not hearing it. You know why? Because our Democratic leaders they over there. They don't want nobody to run up to them. They running away from D.C. because they don't want to get in front of them cameras. Because they realizing that they got to own up to it. I'm going to finish playing this, and I'm going to stop it before it gets to the end because I don't like it, the conclusion of it. I hope I get there. Just listen to what he's saying.
His role. From day one, Elon was classed as a temporary government employee with a 130-day cap on his services at the White House. So under that designation, his services would end when? At the end of May. And we are now at the end of May. Thank you. And on your virgin comment, Elon has 14 kids and the status to charm any woman anytime. But honestly, I'm not sure if the same thing can be said about you.
That's where I want to stop. He can't, this guy, and it's not real. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not real, but what he says is so true. This is so right there on point. We get behind the lie and we continue to follow the lie, and then we make up lies as we go along. But then when somebody calls you out on, like I said earlier, where did that lady go to after she lost her job? And what after her term was over as public speaker for the White House? She went to The View. And where did this person just go? This person was just talking about where he made his little stuff. The View. It's the propaganda that's put out to the American media that we got to own up to. We got to own up to. And that kind of, it hurts. But it's the truth. And most people say, well, you shouldn't have put that out. Now you don't do nothing like that. There's some truth in everything that people bring up. There's some truth in everything that they tell that you see in the media, but they pick and choose what they want you to see, and they pick and choose and they go behind. And when it catches up to them, then you're saying, no. I'm just at a point. Well, here's something that we did the other day, and I didn't want to play this. I thought I had something else, but I'm gonna play it. I got another one. I got this other one. I'm gonna play real quick.
Enough to be concerned about at the moment.
When is Jake Tapper going to write a book about the cognitive decline of the person who is in charge?
I need you to listen to this, because this is important. It ties back everything that we've been saying. It ties back everything that I've been saying to you guys. Just right here. Just listen. I'm sorry I don't have a professional key man behind me. I'm doing this by myself, but I think it's important.
Concerned about at the moment.
When is Jake Tapper going to write a book about the cognitive decline of the person who is in charge now?
Okay. See how everybody clap? Now that was really sad. That part was really sad. But what I like, and I'm telling you, this didn't happen on The View. Don't even take it there, but he makes some good points. And I want to share it with you. Then I ain't going to stay on here that long because I want to share this with you so you can understand.
So, Joy, when you do the other guy thing, you need to at least have a legitimate point just so you don't sound ridiculous. Trump is cognitively sharper than everyone at this table combined. And trust me, my presence here is the only thing pulling up the average. But to your question, Whoopi, why is this important now? Well, you and your side keep screaming, no one elected Elon Musk, which is a ridiculous thing to say since the president, Trump, put him in charge of cutting wasteful spending. But even if we take your no one elected Elon Musk serious,
he gonna tell you something right here, so you need to pay attention to it. And the words, as they say, the words that are coming out of his mouth may not be a real person, but the words that he's saying is true.
You're basically saying that you care about democracy. You don't want people who were not elected to run the country, which I understand and I agree with. But if you're consistent with your logic, then you should also have a problem with the reality of Biden's handlers, including an autopen, not elected by the people of this country, running the country while Joe Biden was checked out. But you don't.
What he just said should have hit home to a lot of people. It should have hit home to a lot of people. See, you worried about the wrong thing, and here's another problem. You can't get out there in front of this Elon Musk thing because you can't get out there in front of this Elon Musk thing because you got people coming out behind you that's not even supporting your side. They jumping ship. There's no way to run. If ever this country needed a third party to come up, it's now. Because we don't have a Democratic Party anymore. We have people that own the title, good ideas, good philosophies. But they so caught up in this thing right here. I'm going to tell you. This has put so much shame on, this is going to put so much shame on, the shame ain't came yet, but it's going to put so much shame on the Democrat. It's going to make Nixon, what was his name? God, though. Nixon. Look like an angel. What he did in Watergate, because they're going to start naming names. They're going to start saying when you knew, how you knew. There's nobody that can be around the president that doesn't have somebody associated that came out of the cabinet that wasn't there from somebody else's administration. I want you to listen to what I'm about to say because this is key in all of what we've been going over. It's nobody that's surrounding the president that does not have an outside source and contact that they didn't talk to and probably got to a point after so long, they probably was asking their source, man, I'm too far into this. How do I get out of it? What can I do? I didn't allow myself to get here. Gotta put it back up. Gotta put it back up. Gotta put it back up. Her candidate, not Whoopi Goldberg, but her candidate, this lady right here, I'm trying to think. And you know, if I could get this to come up, I'd be the happiest person in the world. But don't look like it's gonna work because I'm gonna have to remove this from the stage. I'm gonna have to remove this from the studio. And there she is. So how many people want the same people to work on the next presidential campaign? You got a resume that you can send out there. Here's your resume. I lied for one president. Don't you think I'll lie for you too if something happened? Don't you think I'll lie for you too? I don't know what we have to do. When we start to understand. And as I said on another show, when does a lie become a lie? When does a lie become a lie? Because if you don't want to hear the truth, you might as well just, and as Pastor Reagan said, Byron Glass always asking him, why don't you run for office? How can you be a pastor and run for office and they expect you to do something like this? How can you be a man of God? And I was going to do a show about a person that did that. It was along there. I might do it later on this weekend. I'm not for sure. But I was impressed. We always talk about church is not doing the right thing. But I was impressed by this guy. Somehow we need to learn how to stop lying as the Democratic Party. And I'm not going to take you too much more of your time, but I got to leave you with something. I got to leave you with something that's so dynamic, and I didn't even say it, and it was said before. The man is dead and gone. But I need to leave you with something that's gonna make you think. And as I always say, don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Dead and
Many
gone.
whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful. He's like a fox. And a fox is always more dangerous in the forest than the wolf. You can see the wolf coming. You know what he's up to. But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling. There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem.
He didn't but mix no words. He didn't tell no lies. He just came out and told you the truth. Too many times we want to hear a feel-good story. I'm sorry if my mic missed. We want to hear that feel-good story. We don't want the hard truth. We don't want to hear it from anybody. But I'm here to tell you, sometimes you need to listen to the hard truth. And a lot of people are going to be held accountable. Some of the people that you look up to today are going to be held accountable a little bit later. And the Republicans are just biding their time. See, this is just sliding out a little bit at a time. As it gets closer to election time, you're gonna start seeing this stuff hit right back. And you're gonna have to see the Democrats at town hall meetings and wherever they show their face, they're gonna have to answer for this. And you remember, I'm gonna say it because I got on board too. Remember this. Remember somebody holding up a cane, saying impeach him, doing a speech? Are you going to hold that same cane up and tell your party that they lied? Are you going to hold that same cane up with the vigor that you used then on national TV doing the speech that you was escorted out, that none of your members got up and walked out with you? Are you going to use that same vigor to tell them the truth? Are you going to use that same vigor? I'm going to have to call her out too. Jasmine Crockett. Are you going to use that same platform that you get on, that you defend, that you vote, that you tear everybody else down? You going to use your same platform to come out and tell the truth about what your party did? And you may not know about it because you was down the line, so to speak. But there's some truth. Until somebody comes out and says it, Hakeem Jeffries, what's his name, Schumer. That means that nobody, if you can't come out and tell the truth and you didn't know about it, or you can claim that you didn't know about it, but it was going on like everybody else coming out and saying it, who are you representing? Not saying that you had to see this man every day, but at some point in time, you had to come across somebody that was telling you, hey, you need to kind of curtail your action. But you did not come back and tell the American people. You kept it to yourself. Well, that keeping it to yourself is going to come out. It's going to come back to bite you. And like I said, I'm not going to be out here too much longer, but I just want to say this. I'm going to say thank God, because if we didn't have a God, man, we'll be in a world of hurt. You have to know, after everything that we went through as a country, that we would be in a world of hurt. I'm not saying that it's too late for the Democratic Party, but they need to come out and tell the truth. They need to own it. And the person that needs to own it the most, not saying that I'm excusing everybody else, but the person that was right next to him, the person that knew his condition the most, the person that could have came out and saved the Democratic Party, was his wife, Jill Biden. She cared enough about the man, not the office, the man, not the office. I want to say it again. The man, her husband, not the office, his son, not the office, dad, not the office. They would have saved him, saved the Democratic Party. Now I'm gonna leave that right there. Thank you for listening to Gents Podcast. My co-host is Byron Glass. My bomb maker is Pastor A.F. Riggins. And one day we're gonna get John back on here. So I'm gonna get out of here, and I just want to say I hope you enjoyed what I put out there. I'm not trying to disguise you or send you down the road. I'm just asking you to do your own research. When you hear something and somebody's telling you that it's true, it may not be true. Go out there and do your own research. Find out for yourself. Educate yourself, because when you go behind that booth and you make a decision on who you're going to vote for, it ain't nobody there but you. Just like when it's time for you to die, I don't care how many people stand above their ground talking about, oh, just let me get in that box. Just let me get in that box with him. I want to be there. I want to be there. Oh, I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss him. I haven't seen them bury one person alive with somebody that's dead in that box. Have a good day, y'all. Take care. Enjoyed this show. Enjoyed it. I hope I can do it again soon. See you on Tuesday nights. Tuesday night at 7:30. If you're not doing anything, tune in to Two Gents Podcast. And we're supposed to be talking about this big, beautiful bill. But with everything that's going on, I don't know if we're going to get there, because that big, beautiful bill is got some stuff to be talked about in there. Some people that didn't do their research, and they're trying to change it. I could go on, bye. I'm just going to say bye. That's all I'm going to say is bye. End this show right here. They just showed me live, son. End.